Okay, what's up? Hi. Hey everyone. This is Loha.
My name is Iman Ali.
And my name is Layla Ali.
So we're gonna do a quick little Q&A. We can wait a few seconds.
Yeah, we'll just wait for some people to creep in.
We definitely.
If not, you'll definitely see this later.
Yeah, for sure.
No problem.
Sure.
But for those who will be watching this later, we can just get started on like what we're doing. This is just a Q&A kind of thing. We have a lot of questions about what we're all about. Some of our mission is misunderstood because of our title or whatever else. So we're going to clear up some misinformation, some myths.
We're going to dispel some rumors.
Dispel the rumors. Cut the rumors, basically. And we also have some exciting announcements. So we'll share those with you too, inshallah.
Okay, so do we want to get started with like the brief overview of like the basic announcements and then get into the Q&A and then the big announcements?
Yeah.
Okay. So I have been posting on the Facebook page and on my personal Facebook page about Mama's Day. And so we know Mother's Day was yesterday. And so Mama's Day is an initiative done by this organization called Forward Together. And they basically want to have more representation for different types of moms, regardless of, because you know, like a lot of times Mother's Day, like even the commercials, whatever, don't really include like women of color, people of color, immigrants, you know, et cetera, et cetera. And so they sent us these really cool like Mama's Day cards. And really cool. There's like Arab family, and then there's like an African family, and then this is just like the seed or whatever. And it has a little message in a lot of different languages. And so we're gonna leave these cards. We have a lot of them. We're gonna leave them at the lighthouse, and then at a few of the masajid, the mosques around the area. So if you want to pick one up, please do. I'm definitely gonna leave a lot at the lighthouse, so just grab that one.
And it's really cool because they have all kinds of languages on the back.
Mm-hmm.
So
They have Arabic, Farsi. They have it in the Somali language. I don't know what that is, but yeah,
that's Arabic. That's a weird Arabic.
There's Urdu. Okay, that's what it is. Urdu. So yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. It's pretty cool.
Even Somali.
So representation. Thank you, Forward Together. We love y'all. So that's announcement 1.
Okay. Announcement 2, I guess it's still like to be or to in, but we have a new logo. We are redesigning our Facebook. We have a new logo for our Facebook and other things we have coming out. All designed by the amazing Kimberly De Jesus Acosta.
Yes.
And,
Shout out.
You know, our professional connection and also a dear friend of ours. So shout out to Kim. And that will be coming out later on.
Stay tuned.
Very soon. Is the third one the social justice one?
Yes.
So our third announcement is an event that we are going to be collaborating with another Muslim-led organization in the community called Muslims for Social Justice. And this is actually the first event we're going to be collaborating with them, and it's called the Social Justice Clinic. And I don't want to mispronounce names, that's why I'm not going to be looking at this paper. But it's called a Social Justice Clinic, and it's basically a clinic that's going to be discussing discrimination at the workplace and at schools. So it's going to be kind of having that conversation of how do we defeat anti-Muslim bigotry and racist discrimination in the workplace and at schools. And Steve Idleston from Idleston and Payne Law Firm, I think it's in Raleigh, North Carolina, will talk about rights at work. And then Sister Letha Muhammad will discuss strategies to confront bigotry against Muslims and people of color at schools. And so I think it'll be really interesting, and I think that we will also be having time to speak at that event as well about our work and what we do as an organization and our mission overall. So definitely come out to this event. It's going to be on May 23rd, which is going to be, is it a Thursday?
Tuesday.
Is it a Tuesday? It's May 23rd, and it will be at 6:30 p.m. If those times are not correct, we'll definitely make a post about the event on our page, and hopefully you'll have more details about the event. And definitely come out to that. I think it'll be really interesting, really informative. I think very necessary for our community right now, and very relevant to the times that we're experiencing for our children and for ourselves as well. So make sure to look at that when that is posted.
For sure. We're excited about that. That's definitely something that needs to be done. So now I think we can get into the juicy part, which is the question and answer session. So we have some questions that have been sent to us, but we also encourage you all, if you're watching live, to obviously comment and we'll answer your question. Don't troll us, because you'll get trolled back. We'll come for you. Yeah. So we're gonna start with we're just kind of gonna go in order from the order. So the first question is, what is Muslim Women for about? So do y'all want to answer? Because I can. Okay, so Muslim Women for is about creating space creating a space that's led by women, because we feel like often in the Muslim community we don't have organizations that are led by women, and thus can speak towards the Muslim women experience, and then also not only having that Muslim woman leadership and tackling issues that we face, but also going in and discussing and working and networking with other organizations to do social justice work. And so that's the bulk of our organization. It's a social justice organization that is led by Muslim women, and then is following and will hopefully following the values of Muslims and Islam. So I think that's probably a very bare bones breakdown. Yeah. So I don't know what there is. Confusion.
Yeah. I think with every organization, I think it's important that for us personally, accountability and transparency is very important. And I think that having people or having the community contribute and offer suggestions and offer recommendations is really important and very critical to our work as an organization and the success of it. And basically, we really, with all the work we do, we really try to kind of really create lasting social change in our communities as much as we can, and also kind of uplift the narratives and experiences of the marginalized communities, and particularly communities of color, through advocacy, spiritual growth, service, and really kind of creating that platform and creating welcoming spaces for people of color, particularly Muslim women and women of color, to really kind of find a place that they can express who they really are, and to kind of create a platform for that. So hopefully that's what we're trying to do, and your participation is really important, because we made it very clear that we're not representative of the Muslim community or beyond that, and having your voice is what makes us an organization and what makes us existing. Do you want to add anything to that? I mean,
I got it covered. Okay. I think also for me, one of the reasons why I thought it was important to start was because when we started, it was kind of during a time when people were talking a lot about women and Muslim women, who was oppressed, who wasn't, why they dress the way they do, this and that. And there was a lot of people talking about our experiences, but we needed a way for us to talk about our own experiences. A lot of people speaking on our behalf. So for me, it was important that we had platforms available for us to speak our own truths, share what we're doing, share our own stories and our own perspectives. So I hope that Muslim Women 4 accomplishes that in our future.
Okay. So next question is, why did you start this? I feel like
one word, just one word. Exhausted.
Tired. Done.
Yeah.
That was 3 words.
Yeah. I'm going to say this already. Yeah. I would agree with that. Just being tired of not hearing the experiences of women, not having women kind of at the forefront of issues where we should, be at the forefront of. So.
And I think a lot of the foundation of this, like you said before, the foundation of this partnership was really kind of ties into the experiences that we have as women, although it's very different. It's very similar in many ways, and kind of not finding that space in other, or the opportunity in other spaces, whether they're Muslim or non-Muslim, to really kind of have a voice and to make the change that we want to see happen in our communities. And that was really big reason why we came together to start this. So we wanted to take initiative to change it how we want to see. How we want to see it happen.
Okay, next question. Can men get involved?
No,
You're not allowed.
Women.
You're not allowed to help. Why would you think that you can help? You're not allowed.
Don't we have enough male-dominated spaces anyway?
I'm not kidding.
No, baby, what?
No, but all jokes aside, yes, definitely. Men are more than welcome to be involved and are so very encouraged to be involved. And your voice and your experiences matter very much.
Yeah, I know. All right, so next question. So obviously we're being sarcastic. Yeah, we're obviously being sarcastic.
Yeah, a lot of men think that, like, I mean, our leadership really consists of the three of us, but we have obviously contributions from other organizations and other volunteers or people who present ideas to us. So, like, as far as leadership, technically now it's like 100% women, but we do want men to get involved at our events, but also to contribute their ideas, let us know where they think there's a need. We are Muslim women led, but we cannot get to our goal if we are just women that are doing the work. We need the help of men. We need their privilege to uplift us in a way.
We're back.
We're back. Sorry, technical difficulties. New and improved, back. So I'll continue what I was starting on. For the question,
Muslim feminists.
and for, I guess, like, for those who maybe just, like, did not see part one and just, like, are seeing this video for the first time, just in case, we are Muslim Women 4, and we're kind of here to give announcements and also to clear up any misunderstandings about our organization and answer some frequently asked questions. So right now we're on the question, is this for Muslim feminists? And if you want to see our previous questions, if you have a question that is not going to be answered in this video, it might be in part 1, so go back to that. So, is this for Muslim feminists? Doha and Layla answered a bit of that, but I just wanted to piggyback off of them and say that don't get caught up in the word feminist, although the three of us identify as feminists, and we are very proud feminists. Don't get caught up in that if that's not where you're at. If you don't identify as feminist or you don't feel that you agree with feminism, don't get stuck on that because you'll see through our work what we're about. And if you agree with what we're about and if you like what we're doing, then just, stick it out, join us. If you're not about it, then that's fine. But just don't get caught on the word feminist. A lot of people are immediately turned off when they hear that term. There's no need to be turned off, really, but if you don't like that term or you don't like that movement, we will still work with you. Maybe you'll find that you do come around and identify yourself as a feminist, or you might not, but that's fine. As long as you like what we're doing and what we're about, you'll learn a little bit more as we go on.
And also, if you don't know really a lot about feminism in general, I think, take some time to research, educate yourselves about it, and see where you kind of fit. And it's okay if you don't really understand it. That's fine. There's always room to grow, and we're not saying that just because we identify as feminists doesn't mean that we're experts in Islamic feminism. We're also growing and learning with you all as well.
Yeah, for sure. And ultimately, I think a lot of it is educating yourself about feminism, yes, but also educating yourself about Islam. Because, I said it a little bit in the first video, but a lot of stuff that's going on right now, most in terms of women and the way we treat women or the way women are treated in communities, that has nothing to do with Islam. So that's why there's this need for Islamic feminism. So yeah, we're all learning, inshallah.
Yes. And we forgot to announce this, but we are working on a revolutionary reading list that we're putting together about different readings, articles, books, literature that we think is really helpful to kind of read and to skim through, that really puts a lot of social justice work in perspective and kind of historically how movements have surpassed certain obstacles and issues, and how some of the people, our people, and our history kind of relates to all of this, and hopefully we'll have that soon and post it on our page, and it'll delve into so many different topics and hopefully be as intersectional as we can make it.
Yeah, look out for that. So next question, is there really a need for uplifting the voices of Muslim women? And this one's funny because someone, like, I thought this was like, I don't know, but someone like actually legitimately asked it, so.
Yeah.
So we need to give it an answer. I would say yes, most definitely. Especially being someone who has, like, I mean, all of us can say this. Like, we've all done work in organizations that are working towards, like, they're Muslim-led organizations and they're working towards helping a Muslim community. You don't see many, like, women in these organizations, at least not in, like, leadership roles, and at least not to the, like, it's to the same, like, amount of men. So, like, there will be, like, say, like, 5 men and, like, 1 or 2 women, you know? So it's like there's not that space, there's not that path to leadership. I always love to use the example of speaking, like, for example, speaking to an imam or working with an imam. Like, it is so easy for men, just because of the nature of, like, masajid or mosques and, like, whatever. It's so easy for men to get involved in the Muslim community in specific, because if you want to talk to the imam, you pray, and then you go and you say, hey, assalamu alaikum, what's up, blah blah blah, and you start talking. For us as women, it's much more difficult, you know. So just that path to leadership isn't there for women in Muslim spaces as much as it is for men, and so that's definitely a gap that we're trying to bridge through, inshallah, like, this organization, and through helping women, you know, be empowered and have their voices heard, have them not be silenced, have organizations and events that cater to their experiences as Muslim women. And so, yeah, there's most definitely a need.
And not just Muslim women. Uplifting the voices of all women, who are all people who identify as women, is very important, very critical, and very necessary. No discussion about that. And we really have to consider that women now and before, 1400 years ago, if we're talking about Islamic history particularly, have been at the forefront of movements, and have been a critical aspect to the progression and success of Islam itself, and also other political and social movements around the world. So yes, and basically yes, they are very important.
And I kind of talked about this in part 1, but when I joined, or when I was working on creating Muslim Women for with Layla and Doha, it was during a time when there was a lot of people talking about the rights that Muslim women had. It was a lot of people who were not Muslim women talking about whether we are oppressed or whether we are liberated or whatever. So, you know, we see in our day-to-day life so many Muslim women accomplishing huge things, doing all kinds of work in the arts, in STEM, in humanities, just doing all kinds of work. But here we have non-Muslims and men talking about how free or how oppressed we are. So it was kind of about time that we had a platform where we could share what we were doing and how much work we were doing, and how we feel about everything that's going on politically and otherwise. This was just a really good time for that to happen. And alhamdulillah, we haven't had a hard time finding amazing Muslim women to talk about. So for me, I felt that there was a need when we started, and every day I see more and more of a need. So
Yes, sure.
Without a doubt, yes, there is a need to uplift Muslim women.
Always.
By the way, if y'all are watching, you can comment. Like, we're answering questions that were asked prior, but if you have a question for us that we haven't answered, you can, like, comment and we'll answer it live. But right now, the list we're going through are questions that have been sent to us before. Okay, so next question. Is this a Muslim organization? Yeah, I feel like that's...
It depends on how you define a Muslim organization.
Mm-hmm.
We're not Islamic experts or experts in Islamic history, and we do not intend to advertise as that
We're
way.
not shiur. We don't
Yeah.
have degrees.
We wish totally.
Or they have degrees. I don't know.
It's not. It's
Not
not.
in
In biology. I got you.
She got you on the one.
But we do. I guess we can define ourselves as Muslim-led organization.
Yeah.
And we do. I guess present ourselves as an organization that really works to kind of uplift the Quranic ideals of egalitarianism and compassion and social justice. And then all of the stuff that we speak about or the discussions we have personally are coming from each individualized experience, and are coming from like our stories personally. So not coming from texts or, I mean, sometimes like if we're like knowledgeable about a certain text, but not not Quran or like Hadith.
Yeah.
We can't help you, but we could send you resources that we may have, or like connect you with other people who may have those resources.
Yeah.
And oh yeah, go.
I was just gonna say, we make sure that everything that we do and all of our goals are aligned with Islam,
Yes.
of course. So some people have questions about that, involving certain topics. So to put it shortly, we are Muslim-led. So our goals and our mission is aligned with Islam. We make sure of that, but we cater to all identities. Of course, Muslims are intersectional, and even if they're not Muslim, we want people to be involved. We want all different kinds of identities to be represented. So,
Next question is, what is the leadership of this organization like? Okay.
That's hard.
Is it?
It's not, but it's kind of hard just because it's very simple.
Yeah, I think people don't get how it works. So essentially, we started the organization together. So our official titles are co-founders. So Layla's a co-founder, Iman's a co-founder, I'm a co-founder. We all have different interests, I think, within social justice, and we all bring in different like ideas and different perspectives and stuff like that. So while we all have the same role essentially, we also do different things based on like the stuff that we're good at, and like alhamdulillah, it's been working pretty well for us.
And yeah, it's like for basically, Iman, you mentioned this earlier, but for right now, the leadership is just us three, and a big part of that is because we're still kind of thinking about how we want to structure the leadership in the future, and also like membership, because we really want to do it in a way that kind of prevents a hierarchical system or popularity contest, because we've seen that in other spaces, and we don't want that to happen because we don't want to put one voice over the other ever. And sometimes that's inevitable, but we're trying to figure out a way where we're really kind of inclusive in our environment as an organization. So hopefully that will happen in the future, but we still want to have those suggestions and those ideas come in, and we try to kind of give those people the platform to use it and to kind of voice out their ideas.
True, that's very true. If you or anyone were to come to us with an idea or with a project, we might not be able to, I mean, obviously, if you're an expert in your field, we might not be able to speak about it, but we're definitely going to invite you to come and speak about it. So we're always open to suggestions. We never want anyone to think that we're not open to, if there's a need for an event or for education or for us to be, enlightened about a topic, we're going to want, within, social justice, we're going to definitely want whoever can talk about it to come educate us.
Yeah. And we're a new organization. We're younger than a year, so who knows how things will evolve and change over time. But for now, that's what it is. Yes.
And also, I mean, we'll give them an example of what we mean. We had a sister in the community in the Raleigh-Durham area who is an expert in a specific field about reproductive justice and health and sexuality. And she came to us and told us that she really wanted to present a workshop on that topic, and she thinks that it's really, really important. And she sent her curriculum, and we talked about it, and we thought it was amazing. And we definitely are going to collaborate in the future for her to have that workshop, and we're going to support her as much as we can. Although we're not experts in that topic, we're definitely we're going to help host it, and we're going to also help support her throughout the process. But it's that's a really good example of what we mean by kind of bringing ideas and bringing recommendations to us and really helping make it more representative to the community and serving it as much as we can.
All right. So if anyone has like recently joined, you can send us questions. The questions we're answering, please send us stuff.
Very,
Talk
very
to us.
helpful.
But the questions we're answering now have been asked prior to the recording.
You can literally ask anything.
Yeah, ask anything.
I mean, it has to relate kind of, but you know.
Yeah, humor us. Okay. So leadership is okay. How can I join? How can you join Wisdom Moving Forward? Such a great question. Who wants to answer it?
Well, I'll give it a shot. We have our Facebook page, so if you're already on the Facebook page, I mean, obviously, if you're watching this, then you know there's a Facebook page.
Share this. Get our views up.
Share.
Guys, coming at them like shit.
We have a
Kid.
How y'all get
so?
Yeah. How y'all get so cute?
Well,
God.
We got a spam.
Wow, thanks. Okay.
Congratulations, this is your most commented on the
Yay.
live video yet. It's our only live video. But okay, how can we join? So we have our Facebook page, and whenever we have events or anything, when we want to call for volunteers or even call for questions or anything like that, we post it on our Facebook page. So if you have an idea or something you want to do, you can reach out to us. Or you can check out what is going on, what events we have posted, and reach out to us if you want to get involved with those. We may have a slot for you either as a volunteer, or maybe we can even have you as a speaker if you have some kind of like expertise in the field, whatever. We're willing to work with everyone, and we definitely don't want to turn people away. So if you have something to offer, we will definitely take advantage of that.
Yeah, and also a lot of us are very, I guess we have a lot of expertise in curriculum writing. So if you wish to present a workshop that you really are interested in presenting and you think is really helpful to the community based on a particular topic, although we may not know the topic very well, we could help kind of construct or support you with the construction of the curriculum, if that's one thing. So we have all different experiences, and if you reach out to us, we're really happy to help.
So ultimately, the short answer to that is just reach out. If you want to help, we would love your help. If you want to help us, we would love to accept that help. So just hit us up. Okay, so we have a question. When is your next event?
Thanks for the question.
Yeah, thanks for the question. We actually, no one has asked that yet.
Yeah.
Our next event, Layla talked about it. Well, I mean, I guess she can answer it.
Yeah.
Layla
I mean,
talked
they probably didn't.
They probably didn't hear it.
But the next event, I'll just
go for it.
Okay. Is a social justice clinic. It's going to be happening here in Raleigh, and it'll be discussing about abolishing discrimination in the workplace and also at schools. So we're going to have experts in that field talk about how to defeat anti-Muslim bigotry and racist discrimination in the workplace and schools. And then we're going to have attorney Steve Eidelstein from Eidelstein and Payne Law Firm. We'll talk about rights in the workplace, and then we have Sister Letha Muhammad discuss strategies to confront bigotry against Muslims and people of color at schools. And I think she's going to touch upon the school to prison pipeline and how that particularly affects Muslim women or Muslims in general. Sorry, Muslim women, Muslim, all over the place. So I think it'll be really interesting, and that's happening on May 23rd. And I think it's at 6:30 p.m. But we are going to share the Facebook event page for it. So you'll have all the details of that. But I forgot to say this, but we're actually collaborating with an organization called Muslims for Social Justice, who have been really supportive throughout our entire process. And so we're collaborating with them, and we're actually they're going to be giving us some time to speak a little bit about our work. And maybe if you come out, you can actually meet us in real life, if you haven't already.
So we'll definitely get that posted after this. We'll post it on our social media, so you can check that out. Oh no, it's just like a comment.
Oh, thank you for your comment.
This is cool. Glad y'all are doing something like this. It's very thanks.
We
so sweet. I cannot see, bro.
No, you're good. Okay. Next question is, what types of events do you do? So I think, like Layla mentioned a little bit about this event, and then so obviously that's an event where people can come get educated about different issues that will pertain to them, and hopefully give them the tools to do something about that and to educate themselves to work in advocacy. So a lot of the events that we do are where we seek to educate, where we seek to have an open space where people can learn and develop those skills and those tools. And then also we have like a bit of fun events with our art gala, which was Labor Day weekend this past year.
That was our launch event.
Yeah, that was actually our very first event. And so that was the time where we had majority women performers, spoken word artists. We had their work on display. And so that was more of like a fun event. But of course, many of our events will seek to be social justice efforts, inshallah, and to create that lasting change.
And we also did a lot of different advocacy work and like mobilizing work. So in the past election, we do not like to talk about that.
We don't talk about
But
that
in that time, in that last year, we actually did a Get Out the Vote video where we had a lot of people from the community who identify as Muslim and have all different kinds of identities come and talk about why they are going to vote or why they want people in their community to vote if they don't have that opportunity to vote because of their citizenship status. So that was really awesome. We got to meet a lot of different people in the community, older people, younger people, like little kids. All those people were really involved in that, and that was really, really awesome. And we'll definitely put that out there again in the next election. And we did voter registration at our launch event, and we're as we're doing the reading list, we're also working on like an online toolkit for people to kind of have that opportunity to get some of the resources that beyond like real space, like having it virtually there for them to go back to, and having like leadership development, curriculum building, but in a way that really caters to the Muslim experience. So we're hoping to have that along with our reading list and more events like that in the future, inshallah.
And then explain the name. Ooh, this is a good one. Explain the name. So I'm guessing Muslim Women for.
Yes. So Muslim Women for is kind of like the beginning of a sentence, and there's like a blank. So Muslim Women for blank. So it could be Muslim Women for immigrants, Muslim Women for refugees, Muslim Women for Black Lives Matter. All kinds of topics. So it's like we said, Muslim women led, but we are for all kinds of issues. We advocate for all kinds of identities and topics, and have events around all kinds of things. So
yeah, and the reason for that is because we realize that like as an organization that and as our community is concerned with different issues, and then to particularly focus on one specific issue kind of excludes certain people from our work and from our advocacy and services. So we really want to make sure that our work is as pluralistic as possible and also intersectional as possible. And I think that I want to mention this, but a lot of the inspiration that came for this organization and like for the name itself is an experience that I had working with young people which is an organization that's based in DC. It's a leadership development program that I went through, and it was like the first space that I really felt like my identities were celebrated, and in a lot of ways that space really inspired me to create Muslim Women for and do the work that I do now. So shout out to White People Are.
Yes, our title was inspired for them.
Love y'all. Okay, so that's all the questions that we have and that we have gotten. So now I think it's finally day. We're talking about a lot of talk.
Now we can like redo the announcements and then tell our last announcement.
Oh, okay. So
for those who were not here earlier, we have a few announcements.
We have a huge announcement coming up in like 5 minutes. We're gonna go through our
and please
updates.
If you have questions, please ask.
Yeah,
we're totally fine with that.
Yeah, please ask. So we have our huge announcement, which we're gonna do in like a few minutes. But we're gonna go through the announcements one more time. So we have these awesome little Mama's Day cards, and Mama's Day is an initiative by Forward Together. And the reason they do this, they say Mama's Day instead of Mother's Day, is because they seek to represent all different forms of motherhood, and to make sure that all families have the rights, recognition, and resources to thrive. And so they have these cool cards, and they have little families, little Arab family, little African family, and whatever this is, like growing
Roots, your roots, motherhood.
Yes, motherhood. Yes. Birth of a nation. Okay.
Oh my
Let me
God.
stop being stupid. So they have it in different languages, like a bunch of different languages, and so you can take these cards. We're gonna have them at the lighthouse. We're gonna have them at different mosques around the area, and you just pick them up and give it to your mom or show it to her. And
Because Mother's Day is every day.
yes, Mother's Day is every day.
Shout out to all the immigrant mothers,
Yes.
the
Shout
Muslim
out also the
mothers,
refugee mothers.
every mother in the world, y'all.
Because
Awesome.
they fight for us. So yeah, if you want a card, come pick it up. Thank you for Together for sending them to us.
Yay! And also, we have a new logo coming out, new designs that we're gonna have on our Facebook and other things we put out, and that is designed by the wonderful Kimberly De Jesus Acosta. So shout out to Kim for
If
her
you need a
beautiful
logo,
design.
she's got you. We'll
She's very
tag her.
talented, mashallah.
Yes. Oh, again, and we're having our event on May 23rd at 6:30 p.m. Check back on that time on the event page. It's called a social justice clinic where we'll have experts discuss anti-Muslim bigotry and racist discrimination in the workplace and in schools. And also, we're hoping that during Ramadan, inshallah, we'll have an iftar dinner talking about how Ramadan motivates us to, or generally how Ramadan can be a motivation for social justice work. And we'll have experts on that too. So hopefully we'll send out a post about that as well.
Yeah, we're really excited for that.
Yes.
So we lost. Okay. So I think
Announcement.
it's time.
Last announcement is very, very exciting for us.
So I don't know how should we do this. We haven't even. I don't know. All right. So if you follow us like on our personal like social media sites, I feel like you already know what we're gonna say, but we want to just make it kind of like official. It's like I should like keep on hyping it up. It's
really not.
As we get more words.
Yeah. So we actually are, as Muslim Women for, we are officially a incubator project under the Lighthouse Project. And so, yay! It's pretty exciting stuff actually. So if you're not familiar with the Lighthouse Project or the Lighthouse like initiative, the Lighthouse is a physical like place. It's
Where we're in right now.
We are in the Lighthouse.
We're in the Lighthouse.
So it's a house that was prior. Can you say that? Previously? That was previously owned by Ziad Barakat, Allah yarhamhu, may God rest his soul. It was previously owned by him, and he was one of the 3 victims in the Chapel Hill shootings. And so his family took the home, and completely like renovated it and remodeled it and all that good stuff in order to like fulfill one of the dreams that he had, which was to have a community like meeting space where the youth can come and share their projects, work together, collaborate, and do good work for the Muslim community. And so there are two or three other organizations that are also incubators under the Lighthouse, and so Muslim Women for is the newest organization, and so we will be having like an official meeting space. We'll finally get to update our address on Facebook.
We have a location.
Yeah, we have tables and chairs.
But yeah, so
and we can also have we have access to the space whenever we need it. So inshallah we'll be having several events here at the Lighthouse, and also like we really wanted to thank Faris Barakat for all of his support. He really helped us throughout this entire process, and also like gave us so much information about for-profit businesses and also non-profit businesses that we didn't know much about. So we're really helpful. We're really thankful for his help and for his support, his ongoing support. So thank you.
I'm kidding. Even if he just liked our page like a week ago.
We still appreciate
Support from
it.
the very first day.
Yeah,
It's all good.
Yeah. So yeah, that's our big announcement.
Yay! Well,
Thanks for watching.
any last minute questions, feel free to drop them right now. But I guess we can kind of, if there are none, left over.
So now we should never get any more questions.
No more questions from anyone anymore.
No,
Kidding.
we always want questions. We always want to know how we can do better.
And we're really responsive on Facebook, so if you ever want to send us a message or reach out to us for any reason on Facebook, we will respond to you there.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you so much.
And for your comments and your likes and hearts and stuff.
And feel free to like individually reach out to us. Like
yeah.
we have Facebook sites as well. I mean, you could just type in our names and you'll find us on Facebook.
True.
So you could always ask us questions.
Yeah, if you don't feel comfortable asking on a public platform.
Yes. You can also private message us on the board.
Oh yeah, that too.
All right.
Yay!
Oh yeah. Thanks
guys.
again. See you later. Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum.